Hello and welcome to this special episode of the Simple Politics podcast. It's special because on the 4th of July 2024 we had a general election, and we're just over a year past that anniversary, and both myself, Diane Daniels, and Tatton Spiller want to look back at the past year, what's been happening since that fateful day, and what posts on the Simple Politics page you all liked, shared, and commented on for the past 12 months. That's exciting, isn't it, Tatton?
Quick question.
Yep.
What does fateful mean? And can you use it in a sentence that isn't a fateful day?
Yes.
Or any fateful time of measurement of time? You can't say fateful year. No.
One particularly fateful March. No, oh no, it's gone.
No, you see, it's just this. Like, you open your podcast with the words you don't even understand. Like,
yeah. I mean, caught red-handed, sure, but
well, there we go.
What a lovely word, and it might encourage people to get the thesaurus out. Have a little look.
Just imagine. I mean, if we can just make that one difference to one person today, I think we've been successful. If they've Googled, no, that's not. No. We've got so much interesting stuff to come. We're going to see what happened in, I don't know, November, and also June.
Yeah.
Any month, you name a month, and we're going to check it out. So that's exciting for me, and it's exciting for you, Diane, and most importantly, lovely listener, it's exciting for you.
Yes.
Fatefully.
Yes. Cannot wait to get into it. But first, a quick, as always, thank you to our Patreon backers. Always. We love them.
I was having another chat with a Patreon backer the other day. It was about party funding, and it was really interesting. And let me tell you something, lovely listener. I am getting married, and I am doing other things, and I'm so busy at the moment. I'm eye-wateringly busy. Literally eye-watering, because I've been in tears quite a lot with how busy I am. But I would have loved to have this conversation. I had to stop the chat because it's just really, really, really fascinating. Anyway, it was on Patreon. I enjoyed it. I hope that they did too, and they weren't responding to me out of some kind of duty, hoping I was going to stop talking. But that was all possible because of Patreon. And Patreon, we exist because of Patreon, really. This podcast exists because of Patreon, because it covers all our costs, and we can't afford to lose money on the podcast. So we have this Patreon. You can join us for £3 a month, and for that, you get to see the unedited version of the video straight after it's been finished. Bang! And you also get to listen to it without any adverts, which is, I hate adverts. Like, I really hate adverts. I don't really like BBC Radio. It's fine, but I only ever listen to BBC Radio because there's no adverts. Like anything, anywhere else you go, you get, it's annoying. Anyway, so you can get us in your ears, no adverts, and also you just help make it happen. You're part of it. You're a community with us, and yeah, so double win. I have to say, just before we move on, last week I went in quite hard on Patreon, and last week not one person signed up. So I'm quite cross with you, lovely listener. If you were listening and you heard me do all the spiel, like several times I mentioned Patreon, yeah, you didn't sign up. You're not part of the solution, are you? I want you to think about that. You're not part of the solution. So yeah, that's that. I do admit this, tend to mention Patreon when I think we've done something that's not very good, because I think it's funny to do that. But we should also do it when we do good things. If we ever, just imagine we do good things and then think Patreon.
Perfect. What an advert. Well,
I've workshopped it for days, man.
well, let's get into Keir's first year. Let's go to July, back in time, July 2024. What on earth came top just as Keir Starmer became Prime Minister?
Well, this is quite an obvious and easy one because Keir Starmer stepped up to be Prime Minister on the wave of millions and millions of votes. He had over 400 MPs. Was it over 400? It was over 400, wasn't it? So obviously, the July 2024 number one post on SP was UCAS will scrap personal statements from its university admission process.
Whoa. Did Keir Starmer want that particularly?
Yes.
All right.
In July 2024, the month of the election, I hadn't even seen this. UCAS decisions were our number one post. Was that genuinely more than Labour have won the general election?
Yeah. Yeah.
What page do we even run?
Yeah, but what's going to be great about this little 12-month run through is it is going to be this eccentric because, while you might think, oh my goodness, haven't had a Labour government in a while, all of these different things, actually, the top posts are so random. It's pretty interesting.
And that is really interesting because not that many of our readers will be applying to be an undergraduate in 2026. Although my stepson will, so that'll really benefit him. And he doesn't like writing extended bits, so this is definitely going to benefit him. So that's good. But I think it's about fairness. It's about things helping you, and we all have an inherent sense of what is fair and what is unfair. And I think that drives a lot of people's morals and a lot of people's ideologies. What is the fairest thing to do? And there's no right answer there, that no one has a monopoly on fairness. But this UCAS scheme is happening to make it more fair. Because schools, private schools, for example, do a lot of essay writing. And also, they'd have a lot more. They're out and about a lot more. They have a lot more opportunities. I mean, think about equal opportunities. Some people have more opportunities, so they got more stuff to write. And that free-form essay privileges some people and not others. And this change has been made. And I'm second guessing our readers here, but this is about fairness and opportunity, and that's something clearly that resonated.
Yeah.
More than literally anything Keir Starmer said.
Yeah. Yes. But, we can always hope for the next few months. So let's go to August. Let's stay in summer.
Oh, August. Was it my birthday? It was my birthday last August. Does my birthday feature as the top post in August?
No, it must have been second. It must.
Did we even post about my birthday? I don't
know.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. SPers.
Oh, Tatton's so forlorn because August's top post is that the Lib Dems wanted Taylor Swift to have the freedom of the City of London. Now, that was pretty newsworthy at the time because of the Eras tour.
Do you know what really makes me sad about this post?
What?
It's not that SP has liked it the most. It's that we posted it. We knew you'd go wild for it. Of course you would. We were desperate to talk about Taylor Swift in some. It's just clickbait nonsense. I want to talk about, really scrutiny of the legislative process. Like that's what I want. That's what I want to get into. But instead, I mean, I'm sure I had nothing to do with this post. Instead, we're hammering out Lib Dems want Taylor Swift. The Lib Dems only said it because they want clickbait, because they want to talk about Taylor Swift, but because the Lib Dems said it, that means we can say it. And then this is the most liked post. Just, they say her Eras tour was a lifeline for the UK's finances.
There you
Barclays
go.
estimates the shows added about £1 billion to the UK economy. More or less, the excellent Radio 4 show looked at that £1 billion figure and said, no, it didn't.
Oh.
Because in order for it to have added $1 billion, like everyone would have had to buy, like that includes hotel stays, which assumes that nobody lives near the stadium, and it includes everyone spending £100 on merch, like, and all kinds of assumptions that just aren't
To be
aren't
fair, that's
true.
probably one T-shirt nowadays.
But you used to be able to buy knockoff ones outside the venue for £1.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's still a thing. But it's Taylor Swift. Listen, it was August. It was August. Forgive us, lovely people. I am sure that the Simple Politics podcast will shortly bring you some. Please, let's have the next one be politics.
Yes.
Please.
No, August, as you may or may not know, but Parliament isn't sitting for August because it's in recess and MPs are off doing different things. So when we're back in September, when Parliament's back in September, there is a lot more going on, and we really do get into the autumn and we get into some actual policy and content and different things happening. So in September's update, this was huge on our page actually. And this was talking about safe access zones around abortion clinics. And they came in October, but this was a September post, letting everyone know that they would be coming in England and
I mean,
Wales.
what a great compromise. But that, people will always say it as their freedom of speech to say what they want to say, and abortion clinics are where they want to say it, and they will say, protesters about outside abortion clinics will say they're just offering people one last chance, one last go, to come out. They're offering support. They can still do that, but only from 150 meters away, so that the women who are attending don't have to engage with them, which they can do, which they would do if they're standing outside the door. And also, if that conversation that the campaigners want to have turns into harassment or obstruction in any way, that is now illegal. That is a criminal offense. And that's, I think that works. I think that getting them away, getting protesters away from the gates, getting protesters really being specific about what they're allowed to do, because I don't believe in silencing protests. I don't believe that we should be making protests illegal in any circumstance. There's a lot of chat at the moment about Gaza protests being illegal, and like, protesting should be legal, but it shouldn't ever lead to the harassment or obstruction of any woman. And especially in these circumstances. So well done as government.
Yep. So there we go. First bit of policy, and October really follows suit because this is a big one, isn't it? So when we get into October, and actually, can I clarify when we talk about this next post? It wasn't a Labour idea. This is Labour carrying forward an idea that has probably been around for a little bit longer than that in the Conservative era, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak was all
Mm,
very keen on getting rid of disposable vapes,
mm,
but this is the fastest I have seen a government work almost ever. Right,
mhm.
except for when it wants to extend pub times for football or whatever. Disposable vapes. In October, they said disposable vapes will be banned, and in June they were banned. That's happened. We're already there.
Yeah, that is quick, isn't it?
Like
Yeah,
that's amazingly fast.
yeah.
And we also we said on the podcast, I said, because I don't know anything about anything, that there would be a while, it would be a long drawn out process because some shops relied on them,
Mm,
and that we had to allow shops to find a different business model. We had to allow. Nope, nope, that didn't happen. It's gone.
mm.
And now, and I also predicted this correctly this time. Thank you very much. Don't you say I never get it right. Someone left at my house a vape, and it's basically a disposable vape, but bigger, with a little kind of. It's got a USB-C thing on it, but it's clearly not designed to be charged that much. Like
Mm,
it's a.
how many uses will that actually
How
have?
many use? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm,
So it's a workaround. Like people who hate the plastic bag charge point out that we've all got a million cotton bags now that we do not use, and that is 10 times worse for the planet. To for us to have, because of the energy that goes into making a tote bag, as opposed to the energy that goes into making a plastic bag. You have to use a tote bag 5 million times before it's better for you. These are interesting questions. I still think I mean, I'm a supporter of the plastic bag charge. I think it's good. I'm a supporter of banning disposable vapes. I think it's good, but it's always a bit more nuanced than it looks, right?
mm, that people will find ways around most things, right? That's human nature. Yeah.
When there's money to be made,
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't wait to see in probably a year's time, because there will be these articles. What has it done? What has been the impact? And that will be really interesting. Because like you say, they've just gone in June 2025. So let's see. Let's see. Right. Let's move on. November 2024, another huge moment in the House of Commons. Absolutely huge. I distinctly remember this watching it.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite the moment. MPs voted in favour of the assisted dying bill. So it's 330 to 275 was the result. And a lot of it was. This is a story that has run throughout the year. It was announced there was going to be a private member's bill over the summer, and then out on and on and on it went. This was the big vote. The second reading is always when MPs debate the general principles of a bill, and if it passes that vote, it almost always becomes law. Eventually, it'll be changed and tweaked and whatever along the way, but
Mm,
if it passes that crucial second reading vote, right? However, this bill, a lot of MPs said, we're going to see what changes are made and then we're going to make our minds up later.
mm,
Um, Spoiler alert, it did go through then as well. So after the summer, we're going to see it in the House of Lords and we'll see what changes they want to make, which will be quite a few. And then it goes back to the Commons. But from this point, there aren't many mechanisms for voting the bill out.
yeah. Yeah.
Unless there is what's called a wrecking amendment, which is basically a change to the bill that says subsection 4.2, none of this matters.
Mm,
It's all illegal anyway. Screw you guys. Right? That's a wrecking amendment that would sink this bill, but I cannot see that happening here. This will happen. This will pass. Now, it won't kick in until after the next general election, which will give the public a choice. If, for example, Nigel Farage said, we will stop the
Stop it.
bill, we will stop it from happening, we will repeal that bill, then people could vote for that if they wanted to. I don't think he's expressed an opinion, Nigel Farage, but there are a lot of hurdles between here and there. But the bill is coming, and the most likely thing is that we will start to see terminally ill people with officially fewer than 6 months to live being able to speak to their GP and another GP about assisted dying in 2030.
Yeah, and such an interesting one. And it's not it wasn't a government led bill, this, which is interesting too. It was a private member's bill. Which again, there's pros and cons with, in terms of how that meant it, what amount of time that meant it had for debate and things like that in the Commons. But it was, in one way, really good that the government could hold a neutral position, and it was a free vote for MPs. So, and we've had a couple of free votes this year, which we'll come on to because there's a few more coming up. So,
Yes, but Diane, isn't it possible to have a free vote on a government bill?
it is technically, yeah.
So that's so.
Rare, though, I would imagine. Rare.
We're going to speak about one in a bit. There was a government bill. There was a free vote. Anyway, I think it's very, very regrettable that it wasn't a government bill because of the status that gives it and the time it gives it and the whatever. But there we go. It is what it is. And it's going through the House of Lords next, and we'll just see what happens.
Yep, absolutely. Right. December, Christmassy vibes. I'm sure that you were all logging on to spstuff.co.uk and buying the card game like there was no tomorrow. What else? Just that general cheer that's in the air on Christmas. What on earth could have topped the Christmas posts?
It looks like it was one I wrote.
It definitely was one you
wrote. So the government the government put out a press release that said smoking's bad for you. And it was like, okay. And then it says a new study from the Department of Health finds that smokers lose approximately 20 minutes of life per cigarette, which is such a stupid thing to say. I mean, it's such a nonsense. It is. It's bullshit. There's no 20 minutes of life per cigarette. It's just a ridiculous thing to say. Like, there's no average like that. Cigarettes don't. There's not how. I mean, it's not. I mean, even cigarettes. Some are much worse for you than others, right? Some have much more tar. I mean, there is no safe cigarette to smoke, of course, because you're putting smoke into your lungs, which is a stupid thing to do. But of all the ludicrous. I mean, like, let's put out a Christmas. What if you're at a Christmas party, right? And someone pops out for a cigarette and you go, oh, go on. So you're a bit drunk and you used to smoke in your 20s. Go on. I'll have one. What? Is that 20 minutes of your life chopped off? No.
According to this new study from the Department of Health.
Yeah. You're going to get one fewer episodes of The Office in you because of that one that you had and then felt a bit sick afterwards because you didn't really enjoy it, but you kind of like the experience. Like, that's not going to chop 20 minutes of your life off. I mean, what if you're hit? Like, it's just so stupid. And I'm saying this as someone who has given up smoking over the past year in this Labour government. I have given up smoking. I smoked all the way through the Conservative government, and now under Labour, I've given up. I think that says a lot. I can't. It's just such a stupid thing. And I also suggested that you were allowed to smoke for 2 more days.
Yeah.
because this must have been on the 20.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Mhm.
So 50 days. If you stop smoking, every year you've stopped smoking, you save yourself 50 days of life.
I mean, people love a statistic like that, however flawed. It yeah.
It's just not how health works. Because people love a statistic like that,
Yep.
they then create
Mhm.
statistics like that.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it's clickbait,
It is it
right?
is clickbait.
Rather than being based on anything real, all they're saying is that smoking is bad for you and you can die of cancer. In fact, it's likely that you will die of cancer. Smokers, like some stupidly high percentage of smokers die from cancer. And again, you have to be shifty here because what's a smoker?
Mm.
There are, people who smoke once a week, once a year, on a sliding scale to people who smoke literally 100 cigarettes, or whatever. So where is that line for being a smoker? So you can then say 60% of smokers will end up dying of cancer. Because if that includes people who smoke once a week, then nope, then
Mm.
that's not a true statistic. So it's really tricky. But smoking really, really, really is bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like some people who smoke also have like health drinks.
Mm.
It's like,
Mm. And I think, like going back to the post we did a minute or two ago. So, one of the easiest ways to get people to quit smoking is vaping, right?
mm,
So vaping isn't all bad either. There's nuance there, but just
mm.
single use stuff is the bad stuff. Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. But the NHS gives vapes to people to help them stop smoking. But when Reform took over some council or other, they said we've already found some waste. They were giving vapes to people.
Ah,
which so they massively disagreed with that policy.
right.
But my objection to that was you haven't found that was a celebrated press release. Like there's not been much digging in the archives to look for that. That's just something you saw before and you disagreed with, and it's fine to disagree with because it is government spending on giving something to someone because they've chosen to do something,
Mm,
right? Giving someone something, giving them effectively government money for doing something they've chosen to do that's bad for them. Like the traditional libertarian argument is you do what you want. We're not coming to save you, but it's your choice to smoke or not to smoke. We're not involved,
mm,
but don't come to us when you're dying of cancer. That's the fundamental libertarian argument. Now, very few people are fundamental libertarians these days, but giving smokers something for free because they've chosen to smoke is anti-libertarian. So I can understand why Reform would want to block it.
mm. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Right. Let's go on. New year. New year, new post. January 2025. Did we do a New Year post this year? I was just wondering. It was 2 years ago, wasn't it, when you said,
Are we still doing
oh
that?
my God, yes. Every time when you said 20, was it
Oh,
20, 20
you make one mistake. You make one mistake.
at midnight on New Year's Eve? 2023 is done. Hooray for 2023. That is incredible. Oh, that's my best moment.
Oh,
Oh.
I can't even because I behind the scenes here, a little look
Mhm.
behind the scenes. I cheated and scheduled that post.
Mhm.
I wasn't drunk. I wrote it.
No. No.
But then I managed to get the years right this year,
Oh,
which is good. And then no one was interested.
no, that's why it
No,
didn't
some
feature.
people were
That's
interested
why it
in.
didn't feature in top posts because people do love a New Year typo. Right, January 2025. We're talking about some new rights for employees. So this is about neonatal care leave. There've been loads, hasn't there? Employment rights have been a real feature this year of the government, and I've sort of lost track because there's been quite a lot of different consultations and things coming in. All parental leave is having a big review and shake up. But this one's particularly for people when you've got a really, really poorly baby. This is for those guys. And I know there's been a lot of charity campaigning behind that sits behind some of these things, and particularly this one that was announced. There was quite a lot of really, really good organisations who have campaigned hard for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've had a baby and that baby is so poorly, they're in NICU, for example,
Mm.
the neonatal ICU,
Yep.
intensive care unit. Um, that's devastating.
Mm.
Um, when Felix, my youngest, was born, uh, he had to go. He was born at home. We had a home birth, and then the nurse was like, he's well, actually, the nurse said, "Do you want to just take him upstairs to bed and go to sleep with him, or do you want to go to hospital?" And so, so as Mum and I were like, "I would just quite like to go upstairs and go to bed, please." And she said, "That's fine, but I will have to call social services and say you're being negligent." And we were like, "What?
What?
Then why give us the choice
Yeah.
of going?" Like, it was really odd. Anyway, he went to hospital, and he was never that poorly, but he needed lots of jabs and lots of time. And then after the jabs, he then had jaundice. So then he had to be under the lights, and he was in for about a week, and it was a lot, you know.
Mm.
And there was room for his mum to stay there, and I commuted back and forth to be there in hospital with him all the time, and he wasn't even that poorly. There was never a suggestion that he wasn't going to make a recovery, right?
Mm.
But because I'd set up SP by then and was therefore self-employed, I could have that time, no worries, to drive
Mm.
back and forth to the hospital. And of course, that's what I wanted to do, and of course, that's where I wanted to be. And I would go to the shops and get things to support his mum as well as the baby. It matters. It really, really matters. And there is already some form of guaranteed neonatal care leave and pay, but it's now from day one.
Mm.
Because nobody, and this is my lived experience, and like I say, Felix wasn't that poorly. Nobody should have a reason not
No.
to be there in the hospital while their baby is being cared for,
Mm.
while their little tiny fragile bundle of love
Yeah.
is being cared for.
Yeah.
I just need to. Oh, I'm all emotional after that. But the counter argument here, some people are against it. I know it sounds ludicrous, but some people are against it, and they just say any day one right, it makes it riskier for an employer to bring someone in because 12 weeks of leave from day one, that's a long time for a small business employer to bring someone on. So some people who don't say that all employment rights need to be limited in some way because the person hiring can't have any doubt that they're going to bring someone and then they're going to go away for 12 weeks. Right?
Mm.
This particular case, again, this one came in really fast. It's already law now because it's so compelling when it's neonatal care. There are other rights where you can have that debate,
Yeah.
but nobody should be forced to go to work
Yeah.
while their baby is in neonatal care, while their newborn. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're going to stay with the medical theme for February 2025. My goodness, the NHS. Wow, it's been, well, there's going to be a 10-year plan. We knew that from this Labour government. There is a 10-year plan. There was a massive consultation this year. I mean, we've still got an ongoing thing of whether currently resident doctors are about to go on strike. So this is talking about GPs, but there could have been any number of NHS posts from this year, really. But obviously, GPs is something that everybody has got some experience of. So the phrase they use is 8 a.m. scramble.
Oh, they love that phrase. They
Love
love
it.
that phrase.
I know.
We're like they keep saying. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm still really emotional from the last post.
Oh.
It was such a time.
Mm,
But if you want a GP appointment at the moment, basically, I mean, it does vary place to place.
does.
And they say it like it doesn't,
Mm,
but I think they just try and sound relatable. If you get a sound bite, then you keep using it. I don't know. But they want to make it easier for people to get to GP if they need to get to GP. And it works. It works for everyone because if you can get to the GP, you can get yourself some antibiotics, you can get yourself whatever, you get yourself fixed, get yourself back to work,
mm,
right? The really, you'll get you back to school, which is good for your learning, and your parent back to work,
yeah.
right? We like GPs because they keep us well and they keep the country productive. The more restrictions that on our primary healthcare, the less productive you are as a country, the less healthy you are as a country. Like it's a real sticking point for growth.
Mm,
I'm talking about health in a very callous way here. But if you're the government, you've got to get this flowing and sorted and working so that you can allow the gates to open further and allow more growth and productivity and happiness and well-being in the country. And don't forget, the more productivity, the more growth we have, the more money there is to look after the people who need it.
mm,
Right? So
mm,
GPs create health and prosperity, which then helps support the people whose health is more challenging.
mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I see that. And I think the big push, the big driver, and it's still coming, it's still ahead of time. It says it's going to probably come in this autumn, is they want more GPs to have us doing the online thing, online booking, and free up the phones for the older people who really still want a phone. They really
Mm-hmm.
still want a phone. Um, But when I know that when we posted this, like you talked about that, it not being a universal experience, many people already have online booking. Many people. Mm.
I mean, what system doesn't have online booking? Some like it's cheap. Like how do we not have online booking? And I know there's a little bit of triaging that goes on from the receptionist, but not much because no one really wants to give their details to the receptionist. No one wants to talk about their dodgy rash with someone who's
Standing
not
there.
even
Yeah.
like yeah. So you don't they're not officially in a triaging role. That's not their job. That's
Mm,
not their responsibility. So it's got to be online.
mm,
Online
okay.
appointments.
Mm,
Everyone has online appointments.
mm.
We're talking about Taylor Swift earlier. How many people phoned up for Taylor Swift tickets? My mum phoned up for Oasis tickets at Nebworth for me and got through at 4 a.m.
Wow.
So I could go to Oasis and Nebworth in 1996. But it's not 1996 anymore.
Wow.
Famously,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got to be online.
Yeah. Gotta be. Right. Let's go to March. We don't have to spend too long on this one. It's a lovely one, but it is what it is. Uh,
every year,
do
this is our biggest post, like of the whole year. I don't know. Like, have we got the data as which of these are the biggest of the year?
you know I don't to hand, but I can have a look. I know.
Oh,
I know.
we'll find that.
We'll find it.
Like clocks went forward. We got to British summertime, which means that you got light evenings, and I mean, this says, oh, it's so whimsy. Oh, this. I did not write this one. There is no annoyance or grumpiness in this at all. Oh, it's about fancying ice cream. Well, it does say love and light. I
Yeah,
do use those terms.
I
I would never say fancying an ice
I
cream,
know.
though.
But I channeled you when I was writing it.
You didn't, because there's no grumpiness. There's no suggestion of hidden misery.
No.
I would have said something about how, don't worry, they will go back again. We will all die.
Yeah.
And this is just kind of.
Yeah. Isn't it lovely?
Anyway, clock's changed. Let's go. What
Let's
happens in
go.
April?
Oh my God, in April. This is such big news. And I'm going to be honest, it really, I'm assuming everybody liked it for economic reasons, for the jobs boost that it's going to give the UK, for the
Yeah.
hospitality, because we're getting a universal theme park. If you believe that we're going to complete it, it will be done by 2031.
I think it's more likely to happen. So this is Universal, as in Universal, the film company. They're going to do Universal Studios, I suppose. A private company spending the money is more likely to get it done,
Yes, true.
right? I mean, maybe. Although I think they've built it here rather than somewhere else. Because if you're Universal Studios, you're like, we're going to build a theme park in Europe. Who's going to help us? And Belgium will be like, oh, we'll do this for you, and blah blah blah. And then the UK gave them a sweet deal to do with planning and subsidies and all of this to get them to come because we want the money. But like, this post says the people behind films like Minions. So first of all, Despicable Me, pretty good film. Despicable Me 2, not a bad film. Minions? Why lead with Minions? Poor Universal Studios. Let with Minions. And then Wicked, which
Yeah.
is like 3 hours long in part 1. Part 1! The musical's only 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
How are they making 6 hours of movie from a 2.5 hour musical? And the musical, let's be clear, drags. Right? There are moments in the musical that you would think we could cut this. So yeah, terrible. And Jurassic World is the worst of all Jurassic Park movies. So I don't know who chose those 3 films. But the government have worked hard to get them here, and then SP have worked hard to try and get them to get out again. Those films don't represent us.
What?
Said a spokesperson from Universal Studios.
Just imagine how long the Wicked ride's going to be. It's going to be
Yeah, but it's mostly just going to be flat and chugging along. Like, it's going to be the most boring ride until you get to the big song at the end when it might go a whoop, and everyone enjoys that and leaves the cinema going, changing gravity, defying gravity. That's what the ride is surely going to be called Defying Gravity.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. It's
Gotta
right
be.
there for them.
Oh.
But yeah, because what you got to do is a 2-part ride where you have to do just nothing for a while, then sing a song, and then queue up again for hours, and then I don't know what's going to happen after that. Probably more chugging.
Yeah, great. We look forward to it.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, hang on, it's in Bedford, so I could use the new Lower Thames crossing that is guaranteed to be open before then.
Yeah. Phone up for tickets. Right. May 2025. Oh, this is an odd one too. This is a little bit of an eccentric one on our.
Zoe Bread, like Zoe Bread's actually kind of cool. They just do fun things, but this is a campaign against parking fines because the company, because Manchester City Council had been not very nice, and there was Zoe used the machine that the arrow pointed to use, and then and was then fined in April. And she fought and fought and fought, but crucially used loads of TikTok along the way. They are very TikTok savvy, like really amazing at it. I lost a good half hour of my life just watching their TikToks. And after all of this, the council went, yeah, fair enough. And not only quashed her fine, but also quashed the fines of other people who have been fined for doing exactly the same thing. Because that's what fighting for justice is. It's not just about yourself.
Yes,
It's about fighting for other
crucially.
people. And what an amazing campaign. Um, I think I love it.
Yeah, I think as like so many people commented or got in touch with us directly and said it made them feel that you actually could get stuff done, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's a great thing. You know, if you take away from it the fact that you actually can make a change. And obviously it's a local council, so it's a little bit different than taking on something at Westminster, but still it's yeah, it's that's a really good message to give. You can get involved, can make a difference.
You can make a difference. It's real.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. A June 2025, a really, really big post actually that we've not that many weeks after, but MPs voted um, to decriminalise abortion. And that was really interesting to happen on the page because a lot of people didn't understand how the law actually, how it was. There was a lot of I guess just confusion and misinformation about what already was there and wasn't there. Um,
It's so emotive, isn't it?
it
It's so
is.
difficult when a topic like this, which is written into law,
Mm,
because obviously at one point was completely illegal,
mm,
like completely. I think 67 was
mm.
when the law shifted a bit to decriminalize. It said that no one should be prosecuted under very specific circumstances. So saying that no one should be prosecuted is not the same as saying as
It's
it is
legal.
legal.
Mm.
It is still officially criminal, but and then it said that however many there was a number, forgive me, of women who had been arrested
Yes. Yeah.
for abortions,
Yeah.
and it was a very big. It was, I mean, it was a very big vote. It was, incidentally, a free vote on a government bill,
Mm. Okay. Okay.
um,
Okay.
because it was a clause to add in to decriminalize it.
Mm.
And the debate was amazing, and there were some people who said that the safeguards, it's important to keep it the way it is because it's been designed for a reason to safeguard babies and to try to balance the rights of a woman over her own body, and the rights of the baby, of the unborn child. That's that's the argument they made. So it did pass 379 votes to 137, and 137 was lower than was previously expected. But I think a lot of people heard the debate and were persuaded by it. It was a very persuasive debate.
Mm.
Um, there have been a lot of emotional, persuasive, hard-hitting debates in Parliament recently,
Yeah.
and this one was very 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 special. And there is now no threat of investigation, arrest, prosecution, or imprisonment of any woman acting in relation to her own pregnancy. I mean, it's a huge step,
Huge. Yep.
and quite rightly went down very well with SPs.
Fab. I'm just going to make a special mention about July because when we're recording, we're just coming into the end of July. And so we can't say for absolute sure and definite what is going to be our top post of July. But if I was looking at it today, it would be, again, quite another huge deal from this year of Keir Starmer and from his manifesto pledge. 16 and 17-year-olds will be able to vote in the next general election. That is what's in the lead so far for July.
That's interesting. What? Because I love you,
Yeah.
lovely listener. I'm not going to get into that bill now. It is something, but I think we covered on a recent podcast, didn't we?
We've definitely, I think we've spoke about it in the past for sure.
Yeah. So I think the last podcast to this one, if you just want to hear me get really into a topic for a very for longer than is really comfortable, like if we're shaking hands and I'm just still doing it just a few seconds longer than that, right? It's that kind of a deep dive from me into it. So that's why I'm not gonna get started. Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, what a year. I mean, a lot has happened. I hope that's been an interesting take on it because I tell you what, you wouldn't get that off the BBC or Sky. They would have gone with an actual Keir Starmer story for each month of the year. And
There is not a single quote from Keir Starmer,
no.
our Prime Minister, in the first year of his prime ministerialness. There is not a single quote. Taylor Swift features more often than the Minions feature more often than Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
And that is a disgrace.
And that is why it's always in your hands, lovely listener. What we talk about on this podcast is always in your hands.
It really is. It really is, but it tells us a lot about SP as well, doesn't it? It tells us that SP is so invested in, well, it's about life, isn't it? It's about vaping, it's about smoking, it's about health, it's about theme parks and the sun coming up.
Yeah.
And these things, I mean, abortion's featured twice because of the clinics and then the decriminalization.
Yeah.
Which is, these are stories that matter. I'm really surprised that nothing PIP has come up because that matters to people as well. But health and inequality and the sun rising.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. What a year. Thanks for joining us for that. And we will see you again next time.
In fact, I think the next one is going to be Diane. You're going to be off on your holidays once again. She's never here, that Diane. So it's going to be Tiernan and me again. Those of you who remember, Tiernan came on with us before, and and it was so, I don't know what, it was so something that we're doing it again.
Yay!
I don't know who makes these decisions, but it feels like a bad one to me. But it's happening.
Amazing. Okay, we'll look out for that on the page, and keep listening. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.